Hey guys, welcome to our channel. So, we've been decoding Pinball Wizard, and those of you who didn't see the one on bioelectronics, you might want to check that one out. That was in the technology decode we found, and it was some pretty interesting stuff. And I should actually, I said that part of it wasn't good, or probably not okay, but when I think about it, part of it would be okay if somebody were, say, paralyzed or had lost their legs, or an arm or something. Some of that stuff could be really good, and but if they were using it for the wrong reasons, it could be really, really bad. So it's open to interpretation. I had to think about that for a minute, but that's an interesting one, and I'm sure my fiance will have something to say about it herself at some point because it ties her into her theory. So now we're doing Pinball Wizard, the Who Pinball Wizard, and we are now doing research group category, and this is pretty cut and dry, guys. Playing changed to plays, he plays changed to plays, and he ain't changed to ain't. So if you cross off all the like letters, P-L-A-Y and P-L-A-Y, you're left with I-N-G and S, and we brought I-N-G-S down. And since he simply fell off twice, and there's nothing to cross off, we just brought he down twice. And we've already got this thing to go forward, these extractions to go forwards and backwards in finance and genetics and our new medical category and chemicals and technology, where we found some really super interesting stuff. And now we're down to research groups. And by the way, these categories have presented themselves. Phoenix. And once again, if you're watching still, Phoenix, we really appreciate you pointing out that these things were landing in categories, because that got us a lot more data to work with, and it got us thinking about it differently than we were. So that's good. So you started out with ING, and ING in research groups ends up being global markets research, and they're a financial research group. All right. And that pretty much speaks for itself. Global markets research, ING, global markets research. SHE ends up being SHE Research Group, and they are health education and education research. All right, so that's another health thing, right? Medical, but it didn't come up in medical; it come up in research groups, so that's interesting. EHE, you get CRAVAT Foundation, but why did EHE come up? Because of what came up before. They research epithelioid hemorrhagineuendolithloma. That vascular cancer, EHE. Guys, that's a tough one, but EHE, this has come up. EHE came up here in our genetics, guys. Right here, EHE, this thing came up here. This came up here, EHE, vascular cancer. It was a foundation, EHE Foundation. EHE has, and now it's come up in research groups. So that's an interesting thing. Someone's looking at that awful hard. And then EH ends up being EH Yang Research Group, and they're at Stevens Institute of Technology, which we've had before in a previous search, not in a previous song, a previous decode. Let's put it that way, not in Pinball Wizard. Stevens, maybe it was one of our movie ones, guys. But and then I'm going to provide this page because this comes up with about a page of relevant stuff. Some of it is not relevant, but EH Yang Research Group, Stevens Institute of Technology, definitely. EH Matters provides science research and evidence-based solutions for a variety of business organizations, government agencies, and community groups. You also have research group EH Lab, and they deal with syntax of speech acts, it looks like. EH Lab. Uh, Environmental Humanities and EH Research Centers. So they environmental humanities. And yeah, you got about a page of stuff. And I'm not sure if it goes to a second page of relevant stuff in these letters, but it might. I didn't look. Or maybe I did. This stuff gets confusing, guys, and it's not wanting to let me go there. So apparently, I'll have to deal with Wi-Fi before I do any sort of upload. But nonetheless, there is no less than a page of fairly relevant stuff. Some of it does not have the EH. Oh, there it is. It did go. Oh, Engineering Honors Research, EH. Engineering Honors. So yeah, there's another page of relevant stuff. Well, it's not all relevant, guys. It kind of gets off the EH, but definitely at least one more on the second page there. Environmental health professionals, support for research. So I'll just provide this particular search, and you guys can look at the relevant stuff. Those who want to, I'd encourage you to do so. And then that gets you off that, and then you have EHS, because there's EH and then EHS, right? Yeah, I can't see it, but EHS, and EHS ends up being EHS Research Group LLC, and they do healthcare consulting. All right, and then GNI ends up being GNI India, and they have Hospital and Dental Sciences Research Center. So, and that gets you through going forwards and backwards in research groups. Now, we've seen this Stevens Institute of Technology before. Like I said, in a previous decode, we got that. And the other interesting point in this was the EHE, yes, wherever that's at, right here. Because this has been coming up throughout this particular search over and over. And granted, EHE, but different categories, so, and it keeps popping up where we look. So, but not in every category, right? Just certain ones. Because EHE, when we ran chemicals, was chemical metering pump, right? Nothing to do with the disease, the cancer. So, yeah, that's it for research groups, and we'll be doing random hits still, and translations, and then put numbers to all that, numerological first. Then we'll see if we can run those numerological numbers after we get them through the categories against the people we think may be running the quantum, using the quantum network, and see what we get. And then we'll move on to our binary code that we bumbled on. And then we'll run it through actual binary code, and then we'll move on. So, and there will be, we are coming out with a video about electromagnetic hypersensitivity that came up in this particular decode of this particular song. And it's been something that we've been looking at because of some things that have been going on around here. And then it pops up in one of our decodes, so of course we're taking a second look at that. But that'll be coming in the coming days. We haven't forgotten about it, just neither one of us are feeling the best right now, so it's going to be an interesting, complicated one. So anyway, that's going to be it for now. Thanks for all your thumbs up, thumbs down. Thanks for all your comments, leads, feedback, and subscriptions. And thanks a lot for watching, guys. And for now, you guys have a great rest of your day.